Hey, what's up you guys? As you can see, I had messed up my hairs, went to the wrong barber. Pretty much that happens once in a while. Today's video is about 3 common mistakes that first time, not very experienced buyers are making when they're buying the properties. Let's get into it. First, and one of the common mistakes I see all around is that buyers are looking for the properties out of state. Now, although the out-of-state properties might be a good investment, if you don't have a really experienced team of contractors, of people who can run the property for you, I personally would not go with buying out-of-state as my first deal. First of all, when you're close to your property, you feel much more comfortable. You can visit anytime. You can do some maintenance yourself, basic maintenance yourself. You can speak to your tenants. It's very important when you have your first property, especially for rentals, to have these things. And let alone when you're moving, obviously, when you're buying for yourself, you need a place to live. That makes sense in the first place. Of course, there are also pros of buying properties out of state. Main thing is the pricing point. You can get sometimes even 10 times cheaper properties if you're shopping out of state. However, again, if you look even in the states like California, I have a video in my channel, you can look it up. You can buy the properties as low as $30,000, $40,000 if you look in the right places. I'm not saying that there's going to be like awesome, cool properties, but it's still a property. You can cash flow, you can rent it out. Some people rent like tents in the middle of desert right now, and it's making pretty interesting cash flow. You can Google around and see what's going on with that. Regarding buying out of state, I'm not saying that you should definitely buy in the state, but if you live in the places like Orange County, still you can find places that are cash flowing, like Santa Ana, for instance, or some other areas that are not crazy expensive. That's first thing. Second biggest mistakes I see all the time is emotional attachment. Now, I cannot just tell you guys how many times I've been approached by the buyers stating that they specifically want to buy the flip house in certain area, which doesn't make sense to me, because like say places like Fountain Valley here in Orange County, they are so much overpriced that sometimes buying price and after repair value, it doesn't make a big difference. Although if you find the right deal, you can make just crazy money. On one deal you can make somewhere around 300-400k. There was a case, I missed that actually deal about, I want to say 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, a house in Fountain Valley, 3,000 square feet house. It was on the market for 1.2 million. We did an offer, disagreed on, they wanted, I believe, 1.3. We offered 1.25. So the property ended up selling for almost what we offered. I looked up how much they flipped it for. It was 1.7. Just imagine, on one deal, people are making almost 400k. You have to know what you're doing. I mean, if you're doing a flip especially, you don't have to over leverage your investments. You have to invest cleverly, have good contractors, your area. Personally, I prefer to do flips in the areas that are less expensive. Again, Santa Ana, Tustin, those are perfect places to do the flips. I had some, emotional attachments to my first properties, especially when you're renting them out. They're going to end up tearing apart eventually, and if you have emotional attachments, that's just going to hurt you. Consider property as an investment, not as a place that you're attached to. Number 3 is price range offer. I see it many times. People put the houses to the market and then lower the prices one by one. Like you can see literally every 2 weeks price of the property goes down. Say you found a property that costs about 500k and your budget is 450. Now, there are 2 options. You can offer to 450, or you can just wait and miss the opportunity. I would definitely go with first one. I would definitely offer for 450 and see where it goes from there. You have to understand that the offer you are making, it's not always the price that you would pay for the property. Most of the time what happens is, now I don't know when it's going to stop, but it's still seller's market in some parts of the country, especially in our part, Orange County, I wouldn't say, because you see people overbidding each other. Recently I did an offer to the house that was listed for $995,000 with a buyer I was representing. The house ended up going for more than 1.2 million. It was ruined, like literally you had to redo everything. But again, the area was very nice. It was in Phantom Valley. It was cheaply priced property. Again, this is one of the strategies that agents are using. They're putting the low price with hope that people will come and overbid each other, and it still works. I mean, I guess that it will stop working over time because people are not dumb. People understand that it cannot be something that the seller's market cannot continue forever. If you see the house that you are offering certain amount for, it doesn't mean that you will end up buying that house for that amount. Even if you're signing purchase agreement to buy the house as is, there might be many damages to the house, especially at flip houses. Trust me, they have so much stuff that going on that you would only understand after inspection. Even some inspections would not be able to discover the real issues with the house. Like say I have a video, one of the latest videos on my channel, the house with a Mises. That was not like 5-star company that does inspection on Yelp, but even they were not able to discover that mouse issue that the house had, and we pretty much will still fighting that issue. But again, if you say you offered $1 million for the house, it doesn't mean that you will end up paying. First of all, you might find lots of issues during the inspection. Second, appraisals are very important, especially if you get a loan. Not every bank say it appraised for 900,000. What it means is that any other buyer that will come to buy that property will also use appraisal and see the report that you got from your appraisal for 900,000, and they will be hesitant to offer more because the value of the property it appraised for. That's also really important. Keep in mind that if property appraised for the less, if inspection found them something crazy, it means pretty much that you would have to go with a lower price, and the seller would have to meet you on the halfway. Sometimes they can say you got an appraisal for 900,000, the property was listed for 1 million, you can offer 950, but 50 you are going to pay from your pocket. So what happens is they slash their 50,000, you slash your 50,000. At the end of the day, if it's a good deal, still worth paying that money, because you will make that money and you might triple or double or even quadruple those money. So the most important thing, as the popular saying goes, is to find the ugliest house in the best neighborhood. If you find this kind of deal, guys, that's the best deal to buy. This was a video about 3 common mistakes that I see when people make looking for properties. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment down below if you think that there are also other mistakes about buying the properties. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.